Alright, so hi girls, hi boys, welcome back. My name is Aris and I am your online BFF for today. Thank you so much for clicking to this video, girls, boys. Alright, so today we're gonna talk about we're gonna level up so fast that it feels like a cheating. Alright, okay, so can I tell you something that completely changed the way that I see growth? You know, like for real. Most people think leveling up means that working harder, sleeping less, doing more, becoming someone completely different, But what if the fastest way to change your life isn't adding more? It's carrying less. Okay, less self-doubt, less guilt, less fear. Okay, less pretending, less waiting for permissions to start something. Because sometimes the biggest things that's slowing you down isn't the world. Okay, isn't the world, it's the weight that you have been carrying inside yourself. Okay, and here's the beautiful part. The moment that you begin putting the weight down, your life starts moving in ways that almost feel unfair. Okay, so not because life suddenly becomes easy for you, but because you are basically no longer fighting yourself every single day. Okay, all right, back to the topic. Okay, so you see, the thing is, you're not behind right now. You are basically carrying too much. Okay, like, have you ever wondered why two people can have the same opportunities, but one of them moves forward, move faster, while the other person like stays stuck? It isn't always talent, right? It isn't always intelligence. Okay, sometimes one person like simply isn't carrying as much emotional weight. Think about everything that you have been holding, the opinions of people who don't even know you, mistakes that you made years ago, the belief that you always have to be perfect, like the fear of disappointing everyone, the pressures that you want to prove your worth to everyone. Like, yeah, so the pressures, no wonder that you are exhausted. Okay, so imagine like trying to climb a mountain while carrying a backpack full of bricks. Eventually you'll start believing that you are weak. Okay, maybe you're simply been carrying things that were never yours to hold. Maybe healing doesn't always add strength. Those things that you carry, maybe you're from your childhood traumas or whatever is it, the old wounds that you have in your family, or the limitations mindset that you've been passed down from your families. Okay, so healing, doesn't always add strength. Okay, all right. Sometimes healing removes unnecessary weight. Okay, your identity actually creates your reality. You need to be clear about this thing. Here's something that I wish someone had told me sooner, because your habits matter. Your identity even matter. Alright? Because every single day you act in alignment with who you believe that you are. Okay? So if you secretly believe that, I'm a failure, I'm always going to fail, so whatever that I do, it's nothing changed in my life. So if that's what mind that you want to create, or is that what identity that you are telling to yourself, you will hesitate. Okay, if you believe that I am not interesting enough, you'll just stay quiet. Alright, if you believe that I always ruin every single thing, everything gonna destroy, whatever that I do, the plan will not work, so you will expect things to fall apart, because your life begins like changing the moment that your identity changes. So not because that you are pretending, no, but because you are finally telling yourself the truth that you are not your worst mistake. Let's think about best case scenario. Don't think about the worst case scenario, please. Remove that from your mind. Okay, first, you are not your biggest failure. You are someone who is still becoming your highest potential, right? So you are not the voice of every person who doubted you. Those people's opinions doesn't dictate your worth. Okay, it doesn't dictate your identity, because you are the one that's set. You are the one that has the power. Don't give the other people the power to dictate your identity. All right, because you are someone who is the becoming, so you need to have faith in yourself instead of doubting yourself. Okay, wait, let me just fix my hair. Yeah, my hair is pretty. Okay, so and that's a powerful place to begin. Okay, so stop waiting for motivations. Okay, no motivations. Okay, one of the biggest myth in like in self-improvement stuff and all is that motivated people achieve more. Bullshit. Because the truth is, motivation comes and goes. Healing creates consistency. When you start respecting yourself, right, you won't ignore the voices inside you, your inner state. You naturally make a different choices every single day, not because you are basically forcing yourself, because you are actually start to respect yourself, because they align with the life that you are building. Whatever actions that align with your identity, you will start to take actions. You stop chasing temporary validation. You stop saying yes to things that drain your spirits. Those people. Alright, if you have like group of friends that drain you energetically, remove them from your life. Okay, you stop abandoning your own needs to make everyone else feels comfortable. And you see, that's when your growth begins like accelerating. Okay, not because like you are doing more, no, because you are wasting less energy. The energy that you once spent overthinking can now be spent creating something for yourself. The energy that you once spent people pleasing others, make other people feel comfortable with your presence, can now be spent into becoming who you should be. Right? Shift all the power to yourself. Shift all the energy to yourself. Right? Because the universe responds to alignment. Right? Have you ever noticed that life starts flowing differently when you stop pretending? You attract different conversations, different opportunities, different people, not because that you have suddenly become lucky, no, but because you have become aligned. And alignment is so powerful. When your words, your actions, and your values finally point in the same directions, everything becomes lighter. Everything becomes more clearer for you. The universe doesn't ask you to become someone fake. You need to be authentic enough. It asks you to become more honest, more authentic, more willing to trust yourself, have faith in yourself, in whatever that you're doing. Okay, trust that every decisions that you made actually is the correct one, is the redirection. So whatever opportunities that close, whoever betrays you and left you into the darkness, let them. It actually is a protections. Alright? Sometimes the breakthrough isn't a miracle, Alright? It's actually finally becoming the person who is ready to receive one. Alright? So you need to see this. Like small changes actually create the massive shift. Trust me. Because people often wait for one huge moment that changes everything. But you see, life rarely works like that, sometimes. Okay, I may be young, alright, for now. But I have gone through a lot of ton of shit thing in my past life, in my previous years. So your life changes because of a small decisions, a small decisions repeated consistently. Choosing sleep instead of endless scrolling. Choosing honesty instead of like pretending when it comes to interactions with other people. Choosing one page or choosing one workout instead of waiting for, oh, maybe I will do it next Monday. Oh, I will do it next month maybe. So choose one difficult conversation instead of another year of silence, okay? Depending on the situations that you are currently having. So whatever circumstances that you are having right now, just take the one small, tiny choices. Nothing wrong. And repeat it daily. Eventually, it will create a life that looks completely different. People will call it like, oh, it's an overnight transformation, you just get lucky, yeah, but you'll know that it is actually, it was built one ordinary day at a time. Even though there will be always like up and down every single day, there's nothing perfect in this world. Nothing is perfect. Even me, I'm not perfect. You are not perfect. So every decisions that we make every single day, there might be a flaw, but it's okay. You can learn from it. You can reflect from it. It's okay. Okay, nothing wrong. Okay, so if you're looking for the fastest way to level up right now, wait, let me just. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Here it is. Stop fighting yourself. Stop waiting until you feel like perfect right now. Like you basically like need to stop asking everyone else like for permissions to become who you always wanted to be, because the real cheat code isn't working 20 hours a day. It isn't becoming someone else. It's finally believing that you are basically worthy of the life that you are trying to create. Because the moment that you stop wasting energy proving your value, you have so much more energy to basically like build your future, right? Not because maybe that's why your next chapter will completely feel different. Not because that you will have a few lesser challenges, but because you will finally like stop carrying, you will stop carrying battles that were never meant for yours. You will walk lighter, okay? You're gonna live love deeper, you're gonna create more things for the society. Trust yourself sooner. And from the outside, people might look at your growth and say, oh wow, that happened so fast, but you know what, you just smile. You will smile because you will know the truth that you didn't level up overnight. You simply stop standing in your own way, and your life doesn't begin when you become perfect. It actually begins the moment you decide that healing and growth are worth choosing again and again, even though you need to start over again. Because sometimes the biggest transformations feels like cheating, only because you have spent so many years making life harder than it needed to be. Alright? So, the fastest, the fastest glow up begins the moment you stop fighting yourself. Your greatest breakthrough won't come from becoming someone new. It will come from, finally becoming yourself, your true self. Okay? Yeah, that's it for today. And thank you so much for listening until the end. I truly appreciate it. Bless your day today. Have a great day. Bye bye.